This is the read aloud for the James Oglethorpe, Tomochichi, and Mary Musgrove test. Number 1. Why is James Oglethorpe an important historical figure? A. He settled the colony of Georgia to help people who needed jobs. B. He settled the colony of South Carolina to help people who needed jobs. C. He settled the colony of Georgia to make a lot of money for himself. D. He settled the colony of South Carolina to make a lot of money for himself. Why is James Oglethorpe an important historical figure? Number 2. Who did Oglethorpe name the colony of Georgia after? A. Tomochichi. B. King George II. C. His son George. D. Mary Musgrove. Who did Oglethorpe name the colony of Georgia after? Number 3. Tomochichi is remembered most in Georgia history because A. He helped Mary Musgrove and James Oglethorpe communicate. B. He led a war against the English settlers. C. He helped James Oglethorpe start the Georgia colony. D. He started a school to teach his people. Tomochichi is remembered most in Georgia history because Number 4. Tomochichi was the Miko of the Yamacrabla Creeks. What is another word for Miko? A. President. B. Chief. C. Teacher. D. Principal. What is another word for Miko? Number 5. What 2 languages did Mary Musgrove speak? A. Creek and Spanish. B. Creek and English. C. English and Spanish. D. Spanish and French. What 2 languages did Mary Musgrove speak? Number 6. Why was Mary Musgrove's ability to speak 2 languages so important? A. She helped James Oglethorpe and King George communicate. B. She helped Tomochichi and Tunahowie communicate. C. She helped James Oglethorpe and Tomochichi communicate. D. She did not speak 2 languages. Why was Mary Musgrove's ability to speak 2 languages so important? Number 7. How did Mary Musgrove demonstrate trustworthiness as an interpreter? A. She used the correct words when translating. B. She shared secrets when she translated. C. She did not use the correct words when translating. D. She did not want to translate for Oglethorpe and Tomochichi. How did Mary Musgrove demonstrate trustworthiness as an interpreter? Number 8. Which best describes why the Yamacraw Bluff on the Savannah River was a good settlement for English settlers? A. There was an abundance of gold. B. The view of the river was pleasant for settlers. C. There were homes already built there. D. The river provided resources like water and fish. which best describes why the Yamacropla on the Savannah River was a good settlement for English settlers. Number 9. A lot of trees had to be cut down to build Savannah. What character trait did Oglethorpe demonstrate as he waited to start building? A. Honor. B. Civility. C. Patience. D. Compassion. What character trait did Oglethorpe demonstrate as he waited to start building? Number 10. Why did the English settlers and Native Americans need rules and laws? A. To allow people to do what they wanted to do. B. So they could have fun breaking the rules and laws. C. To remain safe and keep order in the community. D. To keep everyone home at night. Why did the English settlers and Native Americans need rules and laws? Number 11. Mary Musgrove opened a successful trading post. What does trade mean? A. Swapping goods between people. B. Paying money for things. C. Speaking to others. D. Throwing away things you do not need. What does trade mean? Number 12. Which of the following is one way James Oglethorpe showed compassion? A. He created a language for his people. B. He created a trading post for Georgia residents. C. He created the city of Savannah for his rich friends. D. He created the Georgia colony for the poor in England. Which of the following is one way James Oglethorpe showed compassion? Number 13. Oglethorpe treated the Creek Indians with civility. Civility means blank. A. Oglethorpe respected the Creek Indians. B. Oglethorpe was mean to the Creek Indians. C. Oglethorpe was disrespectful to the Creek Indians. D. Oglethorpe hurt the Creek Indians. Civility means blank. Use the quote to answer the question. Quote, one time when I traded items with Chief Tomochichi, he made sure we had an equal trade. End quote. Susan Smith, Georgia colonist. Number 14. Which positive character trait best describes Chief Tomochichi's actions in this story? A. Honesty. B. Patience. C. Compassion. D. Selfishness. Which positive character trait best describes Chief Tomochichi's actions in this story? Mark an O for Oglethorpe, a T for Tomochichi, an M for Mary Musgrove. Number 15. I was chosen to be the Miko, or chief of my village, because I was honest and trustworthy. Number 16. I was born to a wealthy family in England, but I spent my life helping the poor. Number 17. When I was young, I lived in both a Creek village and an English settlement. Number 18. I am remembered because I started the colony of Georgia. Number 19. To welcome settlers, I gave an eagle feather as a symbol of peace. Answer in complete sentences. Number 20. Describe one way your life is similar to the lives of early Georgians and one way your life is different from the lives of early Georgians.